Welcome, 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 and thank you for joining us on another episode of today's Electrical Estimating. I'm your co-host, Chris Trommer, and as always, I'm here with my other co-host, Sal Huerta.
Hello, everyone.
So, Sal, we have a pretty known figure back with us today, Keith Peck from ElectricSmarts. Last time we had him on here, we were talking about net pricer and that side of things. But today he's going to be speaking more to manufacturers and sort of why the estimating environment is something that they should be taking note of and be watching and possibly be more hands-on moving forwards. And I think he makes a good point because he talks in there about opportunity. And I think that's really what the estimating space is to a manufacturer. It's an opportunity for them to have their products involved in these projects when they're being created. Because my understanding of our conversations with estimating personnel, yourself, all these years of listening to you guys was that these databases are going to either come with a lot of generic SKUs for particular product types or one or two manufacturers, and that's it. So for a manufacturer to have your products in there is a great opportunity, because if it's going over for pricing as a generic, leaves it to the distributors' discretion of who they're going to give you pricing for, what product, or if there's a competitor in there and they're choosing them, that's already going out for pricing. Would you agree with me that this is a great opportunity or a starting point for manufacturers in this whole sales process?
In years past, it was always, from the manufacturing side, and they looked at the end user, in this case, the contractor's estimating package, as just like a big black hole. They had hoped to be a part of things or hoped that it would go their way. But as you just outlined right now, to actually be a part of that original process, that's where you want to be at. And so when you have your item spec'd in there, so to speak, that's always the best thing in there. But if your items or information aren't in these databases at all, then you're, as you mentioned earlier, are going to be at the discretion of the distributor, whatever they stock or whatever they have online or so forth. So yes, you're going to want to be at that starting point. You want to have your products in those services, so that way you're a part of the bidding process in the beginning. And what we found over the years is that when a contractor bids a job and they have all these items and say your items are a part of this mix, they don't go back and look at, okay, which items are cheaper, who I can buy it from, all this kinds of stuff. They take that whole list of items and typically just buy the whole thing. So now you've actually been a part of all this from the beginning in this whole sales process, from bidding all the way through the sale.
Well said. And we'll move forward and hear what Keith has to say as well. As always, great speaking with you. Until the next time.
So let me ask you something bluntly, because it's been asked to me in the same way. As you're well aware, I work with our manufacturers. I've been working with them over the last 4 years, and more people are becoming educated about this space. They're understanding the importance of it. But I get so many people that will bluntly say to me, why should I even care about estimating? It probably isn't going to lead to a sale. What information does it really even bring to the table for me? I just care about, the dollar signs at the end that are being done. So obviously some people aren't seeing the importance of it, but they're blatantly saying, why should I even care? Why is this even important to my company? What information am I getting from this that can actually make a difference for me?
Well, as I mentioned, it's really the starting point of where purchasing is going to begin. Because again, nobody's building a 9-story building, without an estimating environment, some software being involved. Yep. And again, as I've mentioned before, that process includes obviously calculating labor, but it's also the material choices. Unknown to most manufacturers, the databases that come with this various estimating environments don't include every product in the universe. Mm-hmm. Take a simple, 20 amp duplex receptacle. They don't have, any particular estimating environment doesn't have 9 or 10 different manufacturers' products in there. They've typically chosen 1 or 2 manufacturers to sort of represent that product, and a different manufacturer by every estimating developer out there.
Yeah.
So you're starting at a point where if Hubble or Pass and Seymour or whoever was the manufacturer of choice in that estimating environment, they're going to get a lot of built-in advantage in terms of that material list build at the outset. So if they win that contract, very often that's going to be the product that's there, as opposed to our being able to influence, because of our relationship with the estimating environments. We're helping many of them develop their database so that there's a better representation of our manufacturer partners at starting point. So that's huge, because you're looking for opportunity. And as Sal mentioned, billions of dollars of pricing activity is happening through our platform every year. And if you can be on the ground floor and plugged into not only being in the native database, but having us be swapping you in during these opportunities where, you're going against a line card where that manufacturer is not represented. And those are the gained opportunities that would appear, in our dashboard that a manufacturer is looking at. So, imagine it that you have, you're paying some manufacturer reps out there 6 figures to, call on people one at a time. We're dealing with thousands and thousands of bids, billions of dollars worth of activity, 24/7, 365. If you're not in, participating and knowledgeable about what that opportunity is and how you can have an advantage in it, then you're missing out. No question about it.